you know, and not because the guest was, he was here, but it was just me being late because I was, had some technical difficulties. You know how it is when you got a popular show like the Best of the 757. They always gonna throw a little wrench in it, because the devil is a lie. When the devil don't want you to be on time, he gonna make sure that you be late. But nevertheless, my guest is here. So when I came on, he was here with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the one and only. He's from, MacArthur Film, 1752. That 52 means something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm talking about the one and only. I'm gonna put his picture up there with VICKIE Winans. The one and only Steve Brown. Welcome to the show, my man. Welcome to the show.
Greetings, my friend. Appreciate you. Thanks for, inviting me as always. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, what we do when it comes to working in the community. You always got to pay homage to the community, because without the community, Sunday could not have been a successful event. And, we had talked and, you expressed, the thankness to me, but it's not thanking me, it's thanking the people that made it happen, the community, the people that, wanted to come out and see a Grammy Award winning, icon. I'm talking about VICKIE Winans and all the other performers you had on the show. And man, it was an event that you can't forget. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. How you doing today?
All is well, my friend. Just relaxing a little bit right now, and getting prepared for the next event. I'm just excited about it. Excited about just getting an opportunity. It was very special to me to actually have the event there, because you could have thrown a rock where I was born and raised, which was Diggs Park.
Uh-huh.
So that was very, very special to me. And then also I had some some young men from the Diggs Park also assisting me in the program. So it just was a beautiful thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
And like you mentioned prior, nothing would have been made possible without the support of the as I like to say, the people.
Right.
The people, the ones who's out there in the streets, the ones who's out there in the land with the people, not somebody in the office with a suit and tie, mm-hmm. and afraid to be amongst the people.
Right.
So I always like to mention that, I'm out there with the people.
Yeah.
You can touch me, and you know that I love you, but not by what I say, but my actions. Mm-hmm. So I'm very big on that. So again, but the support was awesome. I'm just so thankful, man. I'm just so thankful. And you already know, Miss Vickie, yeah. I kept up. You don't know if you're going to be at a gospel show, concert, singing, mm-hmm. or so they got an opportunity to see both sides of her,
Yes,
so,
indeed.
Yeah, it just was a beautiful thing, man. I'm just so excited, so to have a vision, or to be blessed with a vision of doing something, uh-huh. and then when you come to pass, it's a beautiful thing, man, to be looking at people enjoying something that God gave you a vision for, and it's actually happening, so that, I get enjoyment out of that, man, seeing other people happy.
Yeah.
That makes me happy,
yeah.
So.
And by me, I was there early, and I was, seeing the people when they coming in. And,
yes, sir.
Seemed like, the whole, everybody came in the door.
Yeah, I knew quite a few people.
All I could hear is, "Where's Steve at? Where's Steve? He got my tickets. Where's Steve? I was looking for him. I had to ask him a question. Where you seen Steve? You seen Steve? Yeah, he's getting dressed, sir. He'll be right back. Okay, tell him that so and so wants to speak to him.
Oh,
so
man.
when I keep trying to tell people, I observe things. I'm not there just to be, flow showing. And when people don't understand that God put people in a position to do things, and when we get that opportunity, we must respond to what God is intending. And that's why when you decided to do this event, it was important, because one of the things you did is you decided to use people in the community, like you had young people there working.
Yes, sir.
You know, you gave them an opportunity, you know, to be a part of something so they can observe it from the ground up.
Yes, sir.
You know, and they was there. I saw. I think he had 4. I know I observed 4 guys.
Yeah, I had four young men.
4 young men. Yeah. And where that's their first opportunity, for maybe been their first chance to be assisting in you promoting this concert.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just wanted, like I said, Cap, you know, it's something different. You know, I mean, the kids out there, man, the children, the youth, they're not really bad, but they just don't have nothing really to inspire them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always go out there, because I'm from Jays Park. I am Jays Park. I'm Jays Park's son. I'm one of Jays Park's sons. You know,
Right.
you know, do something and then forget about where you come from. And I wasn't raised like that. You know, I go through Jays Park all the time. May not as much as I would like to now that I've been blessed to do certain things, but I always make my business to go through. You know, so it's like I said, it's a blessing, man. It's just such a blessing. That's all I can say. You know, I can go on and on about, but it's a blessing. You know, and like I said, it's been like let me see, a little over a decade for me to be blessed to get back in this space. So people just don't know. I use an analogy like this right here. I'm like that duck you see on the water.
Right.
Now he may be flowing, but when you look under the water, he's pounding. His feet is going, you know, 1,000 miles per hour. So but they don't see that part.
Right.
All you see the part, you saw the show, but you didn't see what happened before the show and some of the things that was going on during the show. But you have to stay even keel, you know what I'm saying? And I've been surrounded by some great people, man. And the funny part about it is that there are new people. You know, for example, a young lady named Mrs. Shaw, Mrs. Lisa Shaw. I just met her, and you would think I've known her all my life.
Okay.
You know, so God placing people in my life, man, that it's just making everything that I dreamed of, it all coming to pass, you know. And in reference to the show, I would like to give a special shout out to, of course, the pastor at Mount Lebanon, Mr. Bobby A. Bowser, you know, for giving me that opportunity, you know, and also Miss Veronica Moore, because she, you know, helped. And I like to say help, because they should like to help us, because none of us is helpless. She assisted me with the program, because she's like the Mount Lebanon church coordinator. So, you know, that was a blessing, because we had done some things back in the days. And this is the funny part. It's not funny because it wasn't funny at the time. But, you know, when the corona pandemic had hit, we was about to do a concert. Right. And Mr. Stanley Ray Jr. was a part of that concert, you know, so it was a blessing to be able to double back. And he was the first person I called. Everything else happened organically, you know, but he was the first person I called. I'm like, hey, man, you know, we got to finish what we started, you know. So, and we back together, you know. He's a part of any and everything that I do. Okay. And then I was blessed to meet Miss Hope Cherie. To yourself, I inquired about her. You done your thing, and you got her in contact with me, so that was a blessing. And Miss Hope Cherie, she also was my host and a performer. Plus, she done my flyers. She done all my radio promotion in addition to yourself. Right. You know, so that was a blessing. I asked you also to reach out to who? Grammy Award winner, Miss Juanita Wynn. Right. Same thing. I was able to contact her through you, and we made it happen. And she's also a part of whatever I do if she's available. Right. Both individuals. Whenever they're available, I let them know the dates and they're available. It's a given. You're a part of the program. Just that simple. Right. Plus I had, of course, I mentioned about Stanley Ray, Mr. Stanley Ray Jr. So that was a given. And then I met the young man, Joseph Stevens. He reached out to me and we was conversing, and he became a part of the program too. You know, and so I'm just excited. And Miss Erica Carr, she's from Jays Park as well. So she need to open up. So it's like everything came together very organically. You know what I'm saying? So I was very excited about that. So, and everybody played their positions. Not only did they just perform, everyone sold between 10 and 20 tickets. Miss Hope sold like 35. So I'm saying everybody, as we say, Captain, everybody brought something to the pot. Right. Because ain't nothing move or groove without having some monies. Let's just be real. Yeah. You know, things cost. Miss Vickie didn't come down here free. Right. So that's why the tickets are very, very important. But watch this though, Captain. This is what I do though. See, and nobody do it. I know they don't.
Right.
When I mention the word sponsored, basically what I'm really saying is an advanced ticket provider. What is advanced ticket provider, Steve? Well, all my advanced ticket providers, of course, they sell advanced tickets. That's a given. But they receive monies for every ticket that they sell. Matter of fact, they receive 30% of their ticket pricing.
Right.
So the tickets are $35, but all of my sponsors, they receive $10 per ticket. So I mean, like, cut it out. Let's, we working together to making things happen. But everybody has to be able to make monies, because if you work, you get paid. I don't think nobody go to work and the boss can tell them, I'm not gonna pay you this week, I'm gonna pay you next week for the week you work. That don't even make sense. Like, cut it out. Yes, we doing God's business, but God still give us discernment, and most important, discernment, aka common sense, that if you work, you have to get paid.
Right.
So like it's not about the money, no, but it's still work, and people have a tendency to try to make it seem as though you're not doing no work, but it's mentally, physically, it's economics, I mean, cut it out. So not to get on that tangent, but I'm just saying people just have to be reminded that it took work to do this, and most importantly, it took resources. All resources, not monies. But there was, there is monies invested when you're doing a business. Right. But again, I've been blessed, man, and I'm not complaining. I'm thankful. I'm extremely thankful because, I have a lot of support from my family. My mother, Miss Rose, that's my biggest supporter. My sister, Katrina, so we just been blessed, man, and I'm excited about it because, Lord's willing, we have another one coming up July the 30th, and Lord's will, we're going to do a gospel show every month. And my goal by August, Lord's will, I'm going to say it because you can do it. I mean, it's still not going to happen the way that God gave me the vision for. Right. I want to be doing 3 programs at the end of each month, starting in August. What are those 3 programs, Steve? I want to have a youth program, strictly the youth. And then, of course, the gospel show, the singing, and a gospel comedy show. Because I'm sticking with gospel, because God, trust me, man, it was tough, But just like making that documentary, I never gave up. And so I'm focused strictly on the gospel. I can assist somebody in something else, but me, the MCARTHUR family, MCARTHUR Films, 1752, MCM Agency, LLC, we focus strictly on the gospels and making gospel music and making documentaries. That's our primary focus, and God bless me, and I'm gonna stay in that course, and that's the direction I'm heading in. But I was just thinking about it with anything you're doing, if you're serious. But my genre, my lane is the gospel music, gospel comedy, gospel shows, and also doing things for the youth. Because when I was born and raised in Davis Park, we took care of each other, man. Yeah. When I tell you, Captain, we took care of each other, man. It won't know you come over Captain house and have to get some milk or some anything, and you talking about, no, it wasn't that type of, it wasn't like that, man. We need to go back, as I like to say too, Captain, and I apologize for being long-winded, but we need to go back in order to move forward. And that envious, that hate, that jealousy, and all that foolishness, we need to cut it out, because all those other folks from other races, they're not playing. They're playing for keeps. Yeah. And like I always say, if we keep playing around, we're going to be like the dinosaurs. This used to be some African-American so-called black folks. We'll be right in the museum, stuffed, and everybody else will be living their life, and we be looking crazy. Yeah. And I'm not into looking crazy for somebody else. Yeah. But that's my little spiel. I apologize.
Oh, no. Go ahead. This is why it's called a talk show.
Yes, sir.
And because people truly, as you say, they don't understand, because we're not valid people. Why are we so valid towards each other? Why are we so valid to each other? You ain't running through their neighborhood doing that, because you already know what's going to happen. You already know, but you feel, that it's like if a person know that they can just run over you, they will, and say that they are right. I have a right to do this to you because you You know, I don't have nothing and you don't have nothing, so I'm gonna take what you got. The reason why you don't have nothing because you don't want to work for it.
Man, listen.
You know, and I know from, like I tell people, I'm still humble as they say, humble beginnings. No, I had to get up and work during the summertime when school was out. My mom woke us up at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, we was woke out the bed, ain't eating no breakfast. We going to the field. 6 o'clock, we in the field to 12. Because at 12 o'clock, because most people don't if you ask the person right there, I'm gonna ask you right quick. Why do you leave if you're a farmer?
Yeah.
Why do you leave the field at 12 o'clock?
I don't know.
Because that's when the sun is at its peak.
Okay.
You can't be, because you have to leave. You work up from 6 to about quarter to 12, 11:30, quarter to 12. At 12 o'clock, the sun is at. That's why it says 12 o'clock. Or you hear the old back in the Western days, 12 o'clock high noon, because the sun is sitting high in the sky. And that's the most time when it's hot. So you come out the field and you go back in the garden around about 3 or 4.
Okay.
And when you go back, then you go out there, you either fill in the holes that you're going to put seed, digging the holes, taking the other end of the shovel or your hole, the wooden part, and you put a hole in the ground. That's how you make the rows. You make a row, and then you take the hole after you've made the row and make the ground earth soft. Then you take the hole and put a hole in there, a bit apart, and you drop the seeds in it. But before you drop the seeds, you water it, put the water in it to make it soft. So when the seeds because the seeds are dry. And when the seeds are dry, you drop them in there with the water. And I had what back then we called it stuff that you put in there with to make the plants grow. I got you. And you put that in there, then
no, I was in agreement.
Yeah. So once you do that, and then you covered it up, then by the time, like I said, when it's by 6 or 6:30, the sun is all halfway down. It's not beaming. So then after you do all that, then you take the holes and you water the whole area. So the earth on top is moist, and that water is going to go down through the dirt and water the seeds again. Keep it moist until you go out there every day and you break. If the ground is hard, you break it up, water it again in the afternoon, and a couple of days you see that plant coming through.
That's right.
And when the plants start coming through, then that's how many plants you're gonna have, and then like every day you go out, break up the soil to keep it soft, water it, and in a couple of weeks you got vegetables. So but the vegetables, they ain't gonna pick itself. So it's the education that our young people that don't have, because television told them that you can get rich doing this, robbing folks and making a dash. That's what the music said, So when you listen and being bombarded with that negativity, all you got to do is crime go up, murder go up, suicide go up, because it's in the music. And do I play music? Of course. I created a radio station and and this talk show so that we can get better understanding of what's going on and stop being fall for as they say, the rope-a-dope.
That's right.
Our kids are dying because the lack of knowledge. That's what the Bible say. We perish because the lack of knowledge. And when I talk to people and try to explain to them, they say, you know why? You can't talk to young people. They, they're not paying because they don't trust you. And I've been saying it ever since the 70s. And the guy was on Wavy TV 10 over from a high school in Newport News. Came on and the news, a reporter asked him, why is it so that young people so violent? And he said, because they don't trust nobody. They don't trust adults.
Right.
They don't trust you. As long as we don't trust you, you ain't gonna never reach them. You can't reach people that don't trust you because they're not gonna pay attention to what you're saying. That's why the word on the street, word is born. But most people don't even know where that comes from. It comes out of the Bible. Huh? It comes out of the Bible because God said, my word is born. Before my word fell, I'll turn trees into souls. That means trees will stand around and walk and talk to you just like a human. Because God's word never fails. That's why he said all this stuff. He already said what's going to happen when you don't obey, when you don't listen to scripture. Our kids are not in church. Our kids, half the kids don't even know what a church is. They know the building when they see it, but half of them ain't never been inside of one. In one of my books I wrote over 10 or 15 years ago, I said, the kids are raising kids. Right. These kids from the generation we have now is when young ladies were 12 and 13 years old getting pregnant. Yeah. And those kids grew up without a father, without mothers being a mother, doing whatever they do, try to survive. They don't even know because they're still children. If they still children, how are they going to know how to raise a child when they still a child? So all that comes back on us because we are too busy not paying attention to our children. The enemy wants you to do that. That's why if they don't pass the 3rd grade, they're going to the pipeline to prison. I was in the 3rd grade.
They already have it mapped out like that, Captain. They already have it mapped out.
Already. And I got that from the senator. Bobby Scott told me, but I knew that before he even told me because I do a lot of reading. And besides, I was in the 3rd grade. They took me out the 3rd grade. I was in there 3 weeks and put me in this, well, back then it was called the ungraded. Put me in an ungraded class. Right. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm spiritually, people say you're talking to yourself, but unless you're talking out loud, you're talking to yourself. But my spirit is talking to me, say, why are we in here? Right. The teacher asked to say, do you know why you in here? I said, no, ma'am. She said, they said that you can't read. Okay. Well, we're going to work on that in here, to get your grades up. In the book we got that she gave me to read is Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Oh, wow.
Come, Tom, let's find Sally. Let's play ball with Spot. Here comes Spot. Run, Spot, run. Get the ball, Spot. Get the ball, Spot. And I think I read that for 2 or 3 years. But they're going to teach you how to read. And like I keep telling people, I'm a little different. I read.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
Yeah, I'm a little different. So when I got transferred from that school to another school, and the teacher said, I don't know why you're in here, because she called me to the board to do a math problem. And she said, I don't know why you're in here, but if you promise me one thing, if I give you work to do, if you promise me you go home and do your homework, I'll do my damnedest to get you out of this class. Because I don't know why they put you in here, but I tell you this, I'm going to try my best to make sure you get out. The first teacher was named Miss Overton.
Okay.
Because I did a problem in math and worked it out on the board. And she said, how was you able to do that? I don't know. I just do it. She said, okay. That's when she called me back, and talked to me individual. And
Okay.
So after that, she told me what I had to do, like I trained my kids when they were growing up. Write something, write a word, write it down 10 times. Write it 10 times. Then learn how to pronounce the word. Say it 10 times. Spell it 10 times. What is that doing? That forces you to remember it.
Okay.
It's programming your mind to do that. So the things that young people see, even with the new technology, all this in artificial intelligence and Google and Facebook making these things to put, that you can be in a virtual reality. That's programming at its best. You're gonna spend $3,000 to $4,000 to buy something to put over your eyes when they already told you you're not even supposed to be on your cell phone at night because of the blue light.
Right.
It's interfering with your rhythm of your brain because God has given us we have almost 16 hours of daylight, 8 hours of sleep. You're supposed to sleep 8 hours. Why? Because the melanin stuff in your in your brain, the things that's in your brain, you have to be conscious of the sleep because your brain is the key to everything, every component that operates on your brain. So now they're gonna have kids running around here looking into something that a virtual reality, as they are cartoons walking around with something on their eyes. But when they take it off, they're gonna still be in their subconscious. So people don't know how the game is played. I don't have a problem telling them because it was another white person that showed it to me and about 500 other people. See, and in art, you have to understand is your right eye receives, your left eye transmit.
Okay.
See, both eyes don't really think you're seeing it. It doesn't work that way. And that's the way your brain works. One side of your brain is receiving, the other one is transmitting. So when we get caught up in the things that we don't know, that's why the Bible say we perish for lack of knowledge.
That's what it say.
So our kids around here, when you brought that concert in, those 4 boys might have been the first time they ever worked at helping you out at the church.
Yeah, I know it was their first time, and they enjoyed themselves.
Right.
They learned to be people just to see, how things, operate, because they was by the door, of course, as things had wound down.
Right.
And everything. So, it was a great experience for them. And they text me and they mentioned it to me,
Right.
And also, on our next concert, and our next concert is going to be at the New Calvary Baptist Church, which is located 800 East Virginia Beach Boulevard.
Right.
That's Norfolk, Virginia. And everything, and so that's going to be July the 30th, and so they're going to be there as well. So because what I'm working on doing is getting 10 individuals. Really, I really want to get a team of 10 that can at every event. But I would like to say, Cap, because I don't know if I mentioned it when we first came on. I would like to say I appreciate and I'm so grateful and thankful for everybody who participated in the program, not just the individuals who was on the flyer, but all those who purchased tickets and supported and picked some folks up who didn't have a car and mentioned it to their family out of town. When I tell you, Captain, it was so many families there, man.
Yeah.
It was so many families there, and they all didn't live in Norfolk neither.
Oh, okay.
So it was a very, very beautiful thing, man. I was just so thankful. My sister, she came from out of town. She was in Florida. She surprised us.
Okay,
I think she was gonna make it, And then she called my mother. My mother called me. She was like, Trina's here. She called me and asked me where I was at. She said, I'm at the door. So
yeah,
man, it just, I just love seeing people together, man, and having a good time, man.
But
that's mine, man. That is mine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you got family that support you, that's a blessing.
Man, listen.
And then people don't understand what a blessing is, that everybody, the Bible says every knee must bow and every tongue must confess. And when we don't confess with our tongue and thinking that it's all about me or it's all about you, that's why, I was glad you was available today, because I wanted you to come on and be able to express to the public, that, it was a great turnout. Why you say a great turnout? It could have been empty.
Yes, sir.
But God said, oh no.
That's right.
See, when God's in the mix of anything, it's gonna work.
Yes.
And when people sit around and fool themselves and let the devil, as my mother say, let the devil fool you, the devil will fool you.
Already.
But the thing is, when the devil fool you, that's why you got to fall on your knees and pray.
Already.
Because the enemy doesn't stop. The enemy comes in all shapes, forms, and colors. He looks like us, and he smiles like us. He's telling us, I got your back, I got you. Well, when it comes around, he's trying to get you. The difference is got you and getting you. I got your back. Like I tell any person, if you ever been in trouble, or if you've ever been sent to the office, if you've ever been kicked out of school, how many of your friends got kicked out with you? How many went to the office with you? If you got locked up, how many of them went to jail with you? Or if they didn't, how many of them called you or took your call? How many wrote you a letter? How many of them put money in your canteen? So all those things is a little saddening, but these are the things when I talk to young people, and the things I do is that they got your back until you get in trouble.
As grown folks too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and grown folks even worse.
Exactly. That's the crazy part.
But when are you gonna have the information for your next concert?
Okay, what I always do is because I don't make the official flyer until I have it lined up, but I always put I always make a visual one. Mm-hmm. So I keep that on my Facebook page, which is Steve Brown. Please go to Steve Brown. And my pin post always it has all the information, everything, that's going on, and the event and everything. I would like to mention it again. Our next event is going to be on July the 30th. Excuse me. And the location is New Calvary Baptist Church, Reverend Dr. W.M. Marcus Small, the pastor. Okay. The location is 1800 East Virginia Beach Boulevard. That's in Norfolk, Virginia. A landmark location is really right behind the Uddix Theater. That's a landmark location, the Uddix Theater, and it's right behind that on Virginia Beach Boulevard, right across the street from that Shop and Go. Okay. So that's the location. All right. Everything is going to be pretty much designed like the show we just had at Mount Lebanon, which means that the doors going to open up at 4. Concert's going to start at 5. It was a little late, but everything is going to be right and tight on this one. Like anything else, you learn and then you just refine. So all is well, not complaining, because this show did happen. So there's no complaints. Right. So the time is going to be 4, the doors open up. Concert's going to start at 5, okay? And then from 7, we have an extra hour now. From 7 to 10, it's going to be the vendors, and we're going to have, of course, another catered chef with the food and everything. And so that's how that's gonna work, you know. And it's the church is nice and big and it's beautiful. And again, that's if you go to my page, Stephen Brown, you'll see my Vickie as the profile picture, and then in the pin post you'll see all the information, you know. So please tap into that. And again, my name is Stephen Brown. My government is Stephen Brown MacArthur, but my Facebook page is just Stephen Brown. So take a look at that right there. And that's where all the information, send me requests. And again, that's where you get all the information on everything that we do, all the updates and everything. So on that program, we bringing Vickie Winans back. Okay. She's going to be on the program again. Okay. And then host is going to be comedian. I call her, but not just I call her. A lot of people call her the queen of gospel comedy. Right. And you've seen her back in the days. I'm talking about she come from that jams back in the days, open up for Burning Mike and all of them. But God blessed her, and now she does gospel or Christian comedy. And so she's going to be our host. You know, as a matter of fact, God did a thing. She's going to be our host for every event that we do moving forward. Okay. So she will be our host. And I still have the same lineup. May add some extra individuals, but of course you already know Miss Hope Cherise. She's going to be singing 3 songs program. We also have Miss Juanita Wynn again, Grammy Award winner, National Recording Artist, Stanley Ray Jr. And we have a special guest. He wasn't on this program, but she would be on the program we have in July the 3rd. Her name is Miss Larissa Shaw, and she has a mind ministry. So, you know, and, you know, I'm excited about that because, you know, I'm very excited about that, you know, and she's going to be out there doing her thing with her mind ministry. Okay. Okay. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited about that. And as a matter of fact, the young lady I spoke about earlier, her mother, Miss Lisa Shaw. So that's her daughter. You know, so yeah, it's going to be a beautiful thing. And then we're going to have some more surprises, of course. My goal is to get at least 2 more individuals. You know, I mean, I'm looking for some youth that's just doing their thing and doing their ministry. And so, you know, of course, you know, I'm on Facebook looking and inquiring about it and everything. So the same, I'm going to have at least 2 more individuals on the program. But as we know, we already know what Miss Vickie Winans is going to do. She's going to come in and she had a great time. So she had a great time. And she told me, and I'm pretty sure all those who tapped in and was able to speak with her, she was letting everybody know she had a time, you know. And one thing I like about Miss Vickie and Miss Chocolate, well, I'm sorry to say Chocolate, or Miss Shanita Morris, aka Chocolate, they are very personable people. You know what I'm saying? You know, when somebody has a certain status, they can kind of stuck up and you know, beyond reproach and all that. They're not like that, you know. They're not like that, you know. So, you know, I'm just thankful that I've been blessed to, you know, to meet them. I met Miss Vickie in 2005. I done my first show with her in 2005, Illinois. My son was 1 year old. Matter of fact, now he born. I apologize. He was just born, recently born, and now he's 18. So I've been knowing Miss Vickie for 18 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And I met Miss Chocolate. It had to have been like 2013, 14ish. You know, so I've known them, but like anything, I call it life. You be going through things, you know, like I just call it life. That says it all. Yeah. But God blessed me to be back into this space, you know, where you know my thing, and I'm excited about being in this space, man. So, you know, I may not talk about it too much for heavy, man, but man, God is good, you feel me? Yeah. And I do my best to show you better than I can tell you, because people say anything, you know. Hello. And but I let my actions speak for me, you know. And that's you know, for people who know me, that really know me, not somebody that's third party, fourth party, but that really know me, that if I say something and God's willing, if I have warm blood run through my vein, it's gonna happen. Yeah. You know, I continue to operate on faith, man. I'm not a person who can quote scripture, nothing like that. Right. I'm a spiritual person, you know what I mean? But man, God is good, man. Real talk, God is good, man, and He accepts you where you at. Yeah. He's not like man. You feel me? Because I ride a bike. Public announcement. I'm a bike rider. Yes, I am.
Hey, but you in shape.
Right.
See, the difference is that the bike keeps you in shape, you know,
Man,
and it keeps your pockets full. Because going to the gas tank with $3 or $4 a gallon, you ain't getting but a few blocks.
But you know what, Captain? You know, but on a serious note, top of the comment portion of it, it also gives you opportunity to see how people are for real.
Yeah.
You can't hide yourself. You can't hide yourself when you think you're above everybody, because it comes out very, very clear.
Yeah.
It's okay. And I love it because you don't see me. I'm invisible because I'm riding a bike.
Right.
I'm invisible, baby.
Yeah. If I was riding a luxury car, everybody be hollering at me. Yo, there, where you get that from?
When they came to the show, listen, when they came to the show and found out that God had blessed me to do the show, you could have brought them, as my mother said, for a penny.
Trying to tell them.
Oh, but God is good, man. Be who you are. Be yourself. Don't allow nobody to tell you what you can and cannot do.
Yeah.
Just have faith. Keep your faith, because as God give it to me in my heart is that your blessings are on the way, baby.
Yeah.
Keep the faith. Your blessings are on the way.
Yeah. And that's the thing is when you trying to do things and accomplish goals. You know, people will tell you, hey, you ain't gonna beat nothing, you ain't gonna never do this.
Always.
And most of the times the people that you already didn't help.
Man, listen.
You know,
Gee.
and they'll sit there and make you believe that they got everything on their own. But how could you do it when God sent me to help you? You ask for help. You don't know where your help's gonna come from. God sends you. Ask, I need help. So He sends you somebody to help you. And then, as my mom, as the old saying is, tell the truth to shame the devil.
Man, listen.
You know, so when we are working, you know, and sometimes we don't know why we do the things or go through the things we go through, but it's the why we go through it, because God wants the world to see that He's working. It didn't come from man. Like I keep telling, as the old gospel song, the world didn't give it to me, and the world can't take it away. What God gives you to do, the ability to put something together.
Yes, sir.
And you worked hard at it, and people will come by and instead of chipping in, they want to try to tear down. Why are you trying to tear down what God is doing instead of lifting up? That's what I know about, you know, the old gospel song. If you don't mind me singing, maybe you'll put me on the show next time.
Okay, we'll work it out.
Yeah, can I go? If I be lifted up from the earth, I'll draw all men unto me. So we are supposed to be able to show men, especially the young men out here that's doing the devil's work, because anything that's above earth, anything that's below heaven, that's saint. That's the devil's sanctuary. That's why when Jesus was out there for 40 days in the wilderness, Satan came to say, if you bow down to me, I give you all that you see. And that's right. And it took me to 71 years old to figure out what that meant. Why would this man tell Jesus he could have all that he see? Isn't he God's son? Isn't he God's son? So when you understand the vision, the parables that you get involved in or listening to, is that's what's going on now with God's children. We are God's children on earth.
That's right.
And the enemy don't want us to win, because when we turn our way, as we turn our face from wickedness, we are looking to God. And he's after our spirit. He ain't after our flesh. That's why we're in turmoil, because the spirit is within the flesh. And that's why we have to continue to pray to Jesus in order for God to restore us. And we get it twisted. And I'm not a preacher. I just know what my spirit tells me to say and tells me to do. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell another person what to do. This is my truth. Have I ever done something wrong? Of course I've done things wrong. Do I continue to do? I try not to. That's the difference. But without the strength of the Heavenly Father, you can't not win. Our kids are fighting a battle that they can't see.
Man.
And that's why when you invited the young men to come out and work at the church, that's putting them in the field. That's putting them in the field to come back and ask questions. And I'm pretty sure, and I wasn't even there, I'm pretty sure they asked you, hey, can I do this again?
I don't really know, because I mentioned to them,
right.
We broke bread. We broke some more bread yesterday, and I let them know. I said, I need y'all again. I say, I'm letting y'all know in advance, so check the schedule, because some of them actually work. Some of them do actually work. 1, 2 out of the four, 2, two is like 2 and 2 on work. Mm-hmm. One on play ball.
Right.
And the other one, he doesn't work, but now he do work because he's working with me.
Right.
By working for me, we're working together.
Right.
And so he when they saw me come through the park, doing my role.
Right.
And they were like, he said, man, say, what time again? What time? So I was just smiling, man, because I was like, okay, they coming through for real, because I asked them,
Yeah, because
and they showed up. Yeah.
Yeah, they excited.
Yeah,
they excited.
It was excited, man. And then I told him, look, man, so I'm gonna pay y'all, fam. I said, nobody do nothing free for me, man. You feel
right.
me? Y'all, man. So I was just thinking about it. I was like, really, for the ones who don't work, whatever would have went on wasn't gonna go on, because they was in the right place. They was at church.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they were asking. It's funny you saying it, because they were asking questions. Who is that?
Mm-hmm.
Who is Miss VICKIE WINANS? And so they were asking questions, man. So like I said, man, I just do, man. Like I said, I'm not a preacher, like you say, a Bible thumper and be quoting scripture and making it seem like I've never done anything wrong in my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a spiritual person, man, that was raised on love. That's all I know.
Right.
I bumped my head in the process, so I had to learn that the world don't love you. Or people don't love you like your mama love you.
Right.
You have 11. You know what I'm saying? We all had to learn that. But I was raised on love, man. So that's all I know. So that's when I'm coming. It's coming from a place of love, from where that's what I was indoctrinated with.
Right.
You feel? Yeah. So that's all I know. But this stuff to be going on, man, it can be a lot better, man. All we got to do is spend time with people, man. That's it, man. It's not that serious, man. Stop worrying about that material stuff, man.
Yeah. I know when...
that come and go.
Yeah. When I had stopped at Picasso's, and,
yes, sir.
My finances got low, I had to get assistance from the city of Virginia Beach.
Ain't no wrong with that.
And that's when I went and got my GED and went to school. And part of getting the GED and assistance from the city, that you had to volunteer. I could have volunteered to work in this Salvation Army where nobody with a problem never saw me.
Yeah.
But I chose to do the work at the senior citizen place.
Oh, wow.
And you learn a lot.
Yes, sir.
You learn that when people get old and their family's working, they had to drop them off at the senior citizen place at 8:00.
Wow.
They stay there, they get breakfast. We, serve breakfast. After that, they do activities. And after that, lunchtime come. Yeah. And you serve lunch and stuff. Some could feed themselves and some couldn't. After, then they had entertainment come in. And, people would perform, or had a DJ come in and play some music. And,
yes, sir.
They sit there till their family get off work, or the bus, the senior citizen bus, pick them up, and they had people in wheelchairs and everything. But you sit there, it gives you an opportunity to look. because
Yes,
I'm not dressed up in a suit.
That's right.
I ain't got nice pair of shiny shoes on. I mean, not that I didn't have it. It's just that
not important. It's not
it's not important. But when you sit there and because I study everything, people always ask me, why are you quiet? Because you can't learn something if you're talking.
Already.
You can't see things if you occupied. Your mind is occupied with other things. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching. People would sit there and nobody come in, even talk to the relatives. Drop them off and they come back and pick them up when they get off work. And it's like all these people do is come here. If they don't, they're doing activities, but most of the time they sleep. So we, in schools and different things, people will ask if you had an opportunity to speak to somebody that was dead, who would you want to speak to? What? I mean, when you start really paying attention to things that people ask, it's like it not only makes sense. When you got people that's sitting here 60, 70, and 80 years old and 90 years old in a senior citizen place, and you asking a person if they wanted to talk to somebody in the past that's dead, who would you want to speak to? Why can't you say, why can't you go to this senior citizen and speak to the ones that's still living? The knowledge that they got needs to be passed on. You sit here trying to talk to somebody dead. The dead don't know what the dead ain't talking to you.
Man.
But you want to talk. You already got the dead talking to you. That's why it's called excuse me, I got to get vocal right here for a moment. That's why it's called a fucking library. You reading a book. It's called history. You are reading the book. So why do you have to talk to somebody that ain't even here? Instead of talking to the people that are here, the people that's been to college. I ain't beeping nothing out because I get up. That's me getting upset, and I don't normally do it. But hey, it's my show. I can do it. But the thing is, what we are teaching and preaching is way beyond what we need to be doing. We need to educate our young people that didn't have a grandparent or a grandfather. You should be taking them to the senior citizen place to read a book to them or to talk to them and ask them questions.
Hey, Captain, good question, but take this out. They are the library. We don't even know it.
That's what I'm saying. You talking about somebody that's dead. If you want to talk to somebody dead, go to the library. If you want to talk to somebody that's living, that knows something, go to the people in the senior citizen place.
Already, that's a living library.
Right. They got the answers. Or are you afraid that they might tell you the truth?
Oh, I don't want the truth. Truth is bitter. The truth is bitter.
Yeah.
They want that sweetness alive.
Yeah. But our young people are dying in the streets.
Yes, sir.
They're dying. What part they don't understand? What you gonna go ask that young person that's dying in the street if you want to talk to somebody? Ask them why he dead. Then he probably will tell you, because you didn't show me any love.
Already?
You didn't show me no love.
Man.
So by not showing me no love, I didn't know what it was about. And that's why I stopped going to those candlelight visuals.
Already.
They out here having candles and balloons, and my spirit said, wait a minute, hold up. They got candles and balloons. Where do you normally see candles and balloons at? At a celebration. It's a birthday party. Already. You're celebrating life. You're celebrating somebody that's dead that can't say nothing back. Oh, I love them to death. Like I keep telling people. That's why I stopped inviting people on the show that had people that got shot or killed. Ain't nobody crying.
Man.
If you look at the news, ain't now mother crying. It's too late. We are missing the point that God is showing you. You're not crying because It's too late to cry. You're only supposed to cry when you know a person's going to live a certain time. You're supposed to grow old. You don't supposed to be dying before your child die, before your child grow up. You don't supposed to be sitting there weeping uncontrollably, pain. The child is not supposed, you're not supposed to be burying your child. Your child is supposed to bury you.
Wow. You already know that's what it's supposed to be, though, but it ain't working like that.
Well, because sometimes you don't want to say things. And when I'm doing my talk shows, sometimes you got to say what needs to be said. Maybe somebody it might grab somebody's attention to know that God don't make mistakes. We're human. We're making mistakes. And God is showing you that the only way you can repent, you're not repenting.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing and getting the same results. Pipeline to prison and the other ones to the cemetery.
Man.
And what part you don't understand? God gave his life so you can have everlasting life.
That's right.
And how you going to have everlasting life when you leave this planet and you move forward? Because you better believe heaven and hell is real. You cannot have one without the other. The biggest
good without
you know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All intertwined.
But a change is coming because you see that. That's why the Bible said, worry about you will have wars and rumors of wars, but never threat. Because the end of man is only known by God himself. Look at Russia. The the people he out there fighting Ukraine, turn around and start fighting them.
DC.
Give it another 3 to 6 months, that'll be done.
That's right.
Because what they're doing is they ain't making no money. And when money stops flowing, everybody gets mad. Crazy. But you got a few minutes. Tell them about your show. We got a couple of minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Again, our next show is going to be at, let me get this address and everything correct. It's the New Calvary Baptist Church, Reverend Dr. W.M. Marcus, Small, pastor. Location 800 East Virginia Beach Boulevard, Norfolk, Virginia, 23504. All right. That's where we're going to be at on the next program. And of course, we are definitely bringing back the icon, Miss VICKIE Winans. It's going to be the feature, of course. And our host is going to be Miss Janita Morris, a.k.a. Chocolate. She's going to be our host. The lineup is going to consist of Miss Hope Shear. Miss Hope Shear from A Dose of Hope Radio. We're also going to have the Grammy Award winning Miss Juanita Wynn. She's also going to be there to perform again, give you all a good. They was doing 2 songs. I want them to do 3 just this time. So if I don't get 2 more, get blessed, get 2 more acts, they're going to do 3 songs instead of 2. And then we're also going to have Mr. Stanley Ray Jr. himself performing again as well. So, and then our special guest, our special guest is Miss Larissa Shaw, and she's going to do her Mind Ministry dance for you all. So it's going to be an exciting time. There's plenty spacing, and don't forget, if they're 12 and under, what's that, Captain?
Yeah.
FREE.
Free.
FREE. If they're 12 and under. 13 to 20, it's $20. This is at the door, of course. Tickets are regular, $35 in advance and $45 at the door. I keep the price real simple, but you already know there's a very economic pricing for the entertainment that God has blessed us all to receive.
Right.
So I'm excited about that. So lock that date in again. If you're on Facebook, please go to Steve Brown. Steve Brown, you'll see my picture as a profile pitch with Miss Vickie that we took Sunday. And that's my profile pitch. And just let folks know, and everybody on the program will have tickets. So you don't have to worry about who have tickets, who have tickets, who have tickets. Everybody on the program will have tickets. And if you're interested in being the vendor, give me a call personally. That number is 757-626-9547. And this is how we do the vendor tickets. The tables are $100 donation, but you receive 3 tickets. So you can do what? You can sell your tickets to get your monies back, or you can bless somebody with it. And if you don't, of course, you don't have to pay coming into the building. So that's a given as well. So once you pay the donation fee for the particular table, you don't have to have a ticket in order to enter the church building.
All right.
So that's where it's at, Captain. And again, before I depart, I'd like to thank everybody who participated, both on the show and who just supported in general by purchasing tickets, letting friends know, letting family members know. And we're going to have a time. Is the church that we're going to be blessed to be at right now, the capacity is 1,000 plus. So, bring those kids and fill up those seats, because you're going to have plenty of space. And it's a two level.
Yeah.
A 2 is a 2 level. So we're going to have a time where you have plenty of spacing, and we're going to have food. And most important, saying God, the Spirit is going to be in the building, which is the most important thing. So you're not going to leave out the same way you came in. Right. And again, I thank everybody who participated and everybody who support MacArthur Film 1752. Oh, yeah, the 1752, Captain, that's the address of my grandmother, my mother. God bless her. Mrs. Lucille MacArthur. My mother was 4 years old when she moved there. And guess what? All the places that we resided in Diggs Park, because they've done a lot of renovation, they are still there. Right. That's where 1752 comes from. That's where my mother moved at when she was 4. And that's where I was born and raised at. So, and it's still here today, 1754. So that's what my number is. People who inquired about where that 1752 come from, that's Diggs Park, baby.
All right.
All right, as the young man said.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Captain. As always, man. We always have fun. So it's just an exciting time because we spoke about these things that's actually taking place now for a long time, Yeah. So, but actually be here, man. It's just it's a beautiful thing, man. To see people happy. I'm just excited about it, man. And I just wanted to say before I go too, man, I love everyone, man. Even if we have little squabbles or what have you, man, I still love you. It is what it is. Right. Everybody's not going to get along. Just work on the love portion. I do it myself. I'm not going to ask somebody to do nothing. I don't do myself. Right. It's about bringing love back in style. This is how we're gonna be able to make it through all these things that's going on. You have to bring love back in style, and I don't know where it's at, but I know it's somewhere in the book about love. You don't have love.
Hello.
Okay, Cap, I lost you.
Yeah, it did that. I was just bringing you back.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna finish up what I was just saying. Just all is well.
Yeah.
Let me know if I can go.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. I apologize. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I was mentioning, everyone, saying it got dropped right quick, but all is well. The devil is busy, and he definitely is a liar. We have to get love back in style and just continue to work together with one another.
Right.
That's how we're gonna change these dynamics of a lot of foolishness and the killing and everything. Just bringing love back in style. One by one.
Yeah.
So, and again, thank you to everyone for tuning in. I appreciate it and everything. I would definitely be putting all info on the Facebook page. Again, my Facebook page is Stephen Brown. You'll see myself and Vickie, Miss Vickie Winans picture, and send me a friend request. And like I said, can't nothing move or shake without y'all support. So I don't think I'm doing anything by myself. I know it's God first and making it happen, and everyone who support what it is in all of our endeavors and everything that we are doing. Without you all, nothing is possible. I may look crazy, but I'm not crazy. I know where all my helps come from.
Yeah.
It's God and the supporters as well. Thank you so much. And I'd like to give a special shout out to my mother as always, Miss Rosalie MacArthur, my best friend.
No doubt.
And #1 supporter.
Yeah.
Day one.
All right. Once again, I want to, thank you again for giving WBDM the opportunity to help you in engaging in this promotion.
Thank you, Captain.
And
thank you.
as well as, looking at what you're trying to do to always invite you on this platform, so that things can be documented, and and so that people can understand that God made no man an island unto himself, but unto him alone, that all things come from God. And it doesn't matter, what other people say. All you have to do is keep the faith and believe in the Creator. And that's why God shows you just by this concert, that the next one is going to be just as bigger. That's how God works. He just show you a little to see, let the world know that my people are still, and they are coming to take back what the world is trying to destroy. And that's the future generation and the future leaders, the young people.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks again. And I'll be chatting with you later.
All right. Thank you, my friend. All right. Thanks, everyone. Y'all have a blessed evening.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you have it for the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show. I hope you share this information with someone on your timeline and let them know that nobody is alone in this world, that God is looking for leaders and our young people to stay focused, and let them know that the only true living God is the one that created them, not the one that's trying to destroy. God did not come to destroy. He created all that you see and all that you don't see, because he is love. To the next time we meet, to the next time we greet, don't forget to join me on the best radio show that's coming to be on the World Wide Web, WVDM Radio, playing positive energy and music. Until the next show, this has been the best